guys, welcome to the weekend analysis. As we can see, we have the Nifty chart here on a daily time frame, 1 day time frame, and as you can see, the whole week we had a fantastic week, mainly because of the monetary policy meeting. The anticipation of a good news coming out of that meeting itself pushed the market higher and higher, as we can notice. I discussed this in my previous last weekend's video as well. We had a very good structure forming in Nifty, that is this particular resistance zone formed a really nice inverse head and shoulder pattern, one of my most favorite bullish chart patterns out there. Clearly, once that breakout happened, we noticed market moved even higher and higher, and closing the week with a very big greenish bullish momentum. So now if we just look at the last 2 days candles, I'll just zoom it in so you guys can see it properly. If I just zoom it in, you'll notice this is what we call in the chart pattern as a so this is what we call as a inside a candle. That means when one candle, this one is called as the mother candle, and if another candle is formed within the zone of the previous candle, that is, let's say this is the zone of the previous candle. Now, if any candle is formed within that range, it is called as a inside candle, and clearly we can see that pattern, and it is more visible. If I may just show you guys the Bank Nifty chart here. So again, on a daily time frame, I'll zoom it in so you guys can clearly such a beautiful inside candle pattern. That is a candle being formed inside a mother candle. So now it becomes very easy in chart patterns according to the insider chart, chart pattern. What do we do? Whenever a candle is formed, we write the high and low of that mother candle, and whenever next candle is apparently being formed, now if it breaks on the upper side, that means market will move upward, and if it breaks on the lower side, that means market will continue to go on a downward spiral. So this is how we usually learn inside a candle, and clearly we notice the pattern in both the indices, be it Nifty or Bank Nifty. So clearly the next couple of week, I myself I'm actually hoping for market to maybe consolidate, because there is absolutely no good news in the market coming. There are no positive anything to just bring a fire in Nifty or Bank Nifty. So clearly this is what is happening in both the indices. So we can notice, or depending upon which side market gives a breakout, we will notice market to move in that particular direction. But most likely it is just going to be a sideways market, like we noticed on Friday, one of the most flattest day. If I can just show you guys the Nifty chart here, I'll just show you guys the Nifty chart on a 5 minutes time frame. Notice how absolutely flat this market was. Market opened at 9 a.m. somewhere over here, right? It opened somewhere over here and then just stayed completely sideways. So clearly you might notice about 3 to 4 days of similar market, because there is no positive or negative or any sort of news that I know of. If some black swan event happens in the market, we might see some sort of a momentum. So next up I have the US 100 chart, and it's very important to look at it, because clearly our markets are basically they follow whatever is happening in the US market. And as you can see, if I show you guys the US market in a weekly chart, this is a US 100, that means it's open 24/7, a US future. So clearly it is headed on a upward trend, and especially after the elections, as you can see, there's a very big bullish close on the Friday session. So clearly markets are very positive from the US front. So clearly that's a positive news for our market as well. So next up, I want to show you guys some of the best chart patterns that I found. Some charts that are trading very near to the resistance or breakout zone. First chart that I have is the Polyplex Corporation on a weekly time frame. Actually, it signifies how important this particular chart pattern is. Now, if I just show you guys on a weekly time frame, you notice there are a couple of ways to interpret this, right? Every trader will interpret it in a different way. I can just extend this resistance here and say, this is a cup and handle pattern, or someone might say, no, this is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. But whatever the pattern is, if I just zoom into the daily time frame, right? So here I clearly notice it's a rounding bottom pattern. It holds true to all the three patterns that I just told you. So clearly a very bullish pattern. And Friday also, even though markets were very sideways, we noticed Polyplex closing with a big bullish green candle over here. So clearly this is a chart that I will be putting on my watch list for the coming week to see if it will give a breakout on the upside. But if it just goes sideways, I'm not at all interested in taking a trade in Polyplex. So next off, I have Housing Finance. So this is a chart that was on my watch list for quite a while, and it gave a breakout on Thursday session. As you can see, a very big candle, but not backed up by huge volumes. So this is why I'm a bit scared about entering this stock. So if you are watching this video as well, please, this is not an advice to buy this particular stock. I'm just explaining this as an educational purpose. See, this is a chart pattern that I noticed, and as you can see, if I just go to hourly chart, I'll get a much better idea of what is happening in Bajaj Housing. If you can see this, so on Thursday session, this was on my watch list because it's a inverse head and shoulder pattern. Again, one of my most favorite bullish pattern. As you can see, Thursday session, it has given a very bullish green breakout. So now clearly I myself have missed the breakout, unfortunately, even though it was on my watch list. So next, what I'm going to wait for in the coming week is basically to see if Bajaj Housing Finance will come back to its level and maybe give me an opportunity to take a trade in the retest basically, right? So this is what happens when a stock is trading in the resistance zone, and if it breaks out, eventually it will come back to that level and then again move upwards. So that is what I'm hoping to see in this Bajaj Housing Finance stock as well. But again, this is not an investment advice. I'm just telling you that there's a particular pattern in this stock that you should know as a trader. Now, next up, I have Angel One. Again, another beautiful chart. I'll first open it on a weekly time frame so you can truly see the beauty of this particular chart pattern. So now, first thing that I notice is I have all-time high here. So clearly, this will act as a resistance for me, but stock is still trading way below the all-time high, so it still has a lot of space to travel. And not only does it have a lot of space to travel, it has a beautiful pattern. As you can see, if I go to just 1 hourly chart, I'll again notice a pattern that I just told you that my previous favorite pattern is. I'll just go to 4 hourly chart. It will be more even clearly visible for you, right? So this is the all-time high, and I have the inverse head and shoulder pattern here. I'll just draw it to you guys. Inverse head and shoulder pattern, and clearly stock is trading very near to it, but not exactly at the at the top end of the resistance, but clearly very close to it. So this Angel One is going to be on my watch list for the coming week. Clearly a very good bullish chart with enough space to travel on the upper side as well. So next off, I have another chart that is SBI Life Insurance. I actually had this particular chart in my previous week as well because a very beautiful chart pattern, right? So clearly I have a trend line, a long-term trend line. Notice guys, this is a 4 hour chart. Market is trading very close to that trend line, and as you can notice, a lot of volume spike as well compared to previous year. There's a huge spike in the volume, clearly because it is trading near a very important zone. And now here are two things that you might be interested in. One, the quarterly results of SBI Life were not that impressive. So we noticed the after announcing quarterly results, stock came down. And after that, after all that fall, there was another bad news in SBI because our IRDI, which is the government body that governs all insurance companies, had come up with some sort of a cap on all their insurance business emerging from SBI Life Insurance. Basically gets most of their client spend from SBI Bank. So clearly RDI is apparently trying to put a cap on that, so which will clearly impact the revenues of SBI Life Insurance. But even after such a news, the stock is actually sideways. It has not gone to the negative territory on a bearish trend, and it is trading near a very major so trend line. So clearly, this seems to be a very interesting chart. I'm not gonna say, hey, just buy this particular stock after this or sell this after this. So that is not my intention here. The reason I'm showing this chart is because if the overall market turns negative, and then SBI also gives a breakdown. So clearly, since it is already negative, from fundamentally it is negative, from technically it is negative. So if overall market is also negative, so this is the first stock that I'll go to short because clearly it ticks all my check boxes. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you liked any of these charts and you want to know more about it, please go to our website training.gwcindia.live. where I've made plenty of courses where you can learn all of this for completely free without paying a single rupee.
If you're a trader following market calls and tips for day trading, use our tool RNT, Research and Trade. All you have to do is link RNT to your trading account, then just sit and relax. Turn trading into business at app.gwcindia.live. Check out description for more details.
Disclaimer: investments in the securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.